From the creators who brought you RuPaul's Drag Race and Million Dollar Listing, this is World of Wonder's Wow Report. Things that make us go wow.
Hello, everyone, and welcome to this week's edition of the Wow Report, where what do? We count down the top 10 things of the week that make us go wow. I am Fenton Bailey, co-founder of World of Wonder, joined by Tom Campbell, a chief creative officer and lead in inspiration.
Hello.
Literary sensation James St. James, and of course our amazing producer Blake.
Hi.
Let's jump in. We start at number 10.
Number 10.
You were given a homework assignment last week, and it was to watch the first 2 episodes of the 3rd season of Hacks. Who did their homework?
I did.
I
haven't watched an episode. I've never seen an episode, but I watched part of the last episode. It was good.
Part of the last episode?
You can't start at season 2, episode 14.
I can do what I want because I'm grown.
And he does. Tom, what's the verdict? Because I don't know.
I love this show. This show could do wrong. It's a luxury to even pretend to critique the show because I feel like my best friend Greg right now in real life is in Alabama with his family. His dad's sick and he's been gone for months, and I miss him so, and I can't wait for him to come back. And that's how I felt. I felt a little bit like Greg was home and Hacks was back. Those characters were back on my TV. The thing that Hacks does that a lot of TV shows do nowadays, it's mostly plus and a little minus, which is they have these full season arcs, right? These limited series where they start off, this all happens, and it ends like a movie, like I'll never see you again, goodbye. That's how season 1 ended. Season 2, they had to get back together, and then they had to sort of reconfigure the playing field and the dynamic to get to that familiar, yummy place. And then at the end of last episode, goodbye forever, you're fired, get out of my life. And so this thing had to start again, but they're so clever, all of them. Hannah Einbinder's agent was fired, and now he's her manager. And who's the crazy Gen Xer comedian?
Yeah, I know exactly who you mean.
Exactly their name. They're using a lot more of her now because she's sort of his assistant and the partner of their management company. And there's a running gag that they only have old clients like Lonnie Anderson, and so it's very funny. And this will get James in. There's a Carrot Top cameo.
You got
it, James.
I'm glad that you and Carrot Top are beyond the feud you guys were having a while back. Fenton, what did you think?
Loved the opening shot. I mean, of the first episode. So clever. I'm not going to give it away because it's great. But the other little shout out is Elliot with 2 T's from Drag Race is in it.
That's correct.
Yeah. I hear you about the season arcs and all that. And in a way, I sort of don't care about that. I just want her, Joan, what I keep on thinking Joan Rivers, of course.
Hannah Einbinder.
Right. But also it's like she's more and more like playing Joan Rivers, right? Deborah Vance.
Yes.
And I just want the 2 of them together. I don't, it's like, get on with that, please. But it was very, very good and sharp. And I'm sort of surprised at how closely they're now hewing to the Joan Rivers story, the QVC and what do you think about and hosting the Tonight Show?
Can we say, is it a spoiler alert? Is the big story arc that they've set up is that the Tonight Show, whatever the late night show is, that she was denied being able to host 20 or 30 years ago. The host is leaving and she guest hosts as one of the things. And now she's like, I want that seat. So it is going to open up. You have all the Joan Rivers on Fox talk show, the first lady, and still all these years later, that was the 80s when Joan Rivers had her talk show. There's very few women, and not on the networks, that do late night shows. So it's a fertile place to do comedy and social commentary as well. You know that the opening scene that you like so much,
yes,
is a callback to I think the first season.
Oh, tell me. Oh, well, I guess you can. Oh, I didn't.
It's a long tracking shot. I won't give it away, but the reveals at the end, it's like there's drone. I even watched like how it was done. Did you see that?
I did not, but it does seem as if it's a trope in these series to do an endless tracking shot that goes from drone to the fly on the sandwiches, like just
But
and
also,
it's all
the drone
smooth.
shot of all of Las Vegas, and then it swoops down and it goes into a door and through the room and But they showed in the how to make. I don't know where I saw it on my feed somewhere that the drone is coming and the drone's got sort of like sled feet, and when it gets down to thing, someone takes it and then walks the rest of the way with it.
I just assumed in my cynicism it was just stitched together thanks to the magic of CGI and
No, they pulled it off, and they also said that it was the last shot they did for the season.
Wow.
And so they were all waiting around. It's sort of a magical, it's fun in a world of green screen and AI when everybody has to like coordinate and get on walkies and make it all work. And it was this really celebratory moment they said for the cast.
Not to upstage it, but Alan Poole, who does Tokyo Vice, did an amazing season opener of a drone, Hong Kong harbor, down into a private boat that's on the thing,
One of the biggest technological leaps we've had this century has been the way drones have changed the movie industry and the entertainment industry. It's absolutely, what did we do without them? I mean,
drone syndrome. Yes.
Yeah.
Everybody do your homework next week.
Streaming on Max.
I'm very sorry. I did my homework for the other show that we're going to be talking about.
Well, is that number 9? Is that number 9?
No.
Oh, well. How about doing number 9?
I will.
Would you?
Please, let me step up. Here we go. Number 9.
Number 9.
I saw The Fall Guy yesterday at the movie theater. I went to go see it. Ryan Gosling, Emily Blunt. It is a high-powered rom-com action flick. It is so adorable. He's absolutely wonderful. He's on fire right now. We've talked about it. I've talked about him endlessly on this show.
I didn't know you were a fan, James.
I am a total fan. He's a stunt guy working for a douchebag, Aaron Taylor Green. He's working on a sci-fi flick where Emily Blunt is the director, and they have this on-again, off-again romance thing going on. And someone dies, and Aaron Taylor Green disappears, and Ryan Gosling is sort of framed for the murder, and he has to clear his name, and that's all you need to know, because it is just basically one setup after another of action shot after action shot. And it sort of feels like all the dialogue is maybe improvised between Ryan and Emily. They just said, be cute. Now just, this is the scene, go. But they have such chemistry together. They're absolutely adorable. The weird thing is that it bombed at the box office, and everyone, kind of.
Yeah, I'm kind of upset about it too, because I actually went to see this, and because my friend wanted to see it. I had no intent or interest in seeing it, and I loved it. I thought it was one of the best movies I've seen in the theater in a while.
It had really good buzz, so I don't understand why it bombed.
Well, some people were saying that the trailer showed the entire movie, which is a problem sometimes lately they've been doing. Also, I have a feeling this should have been a summer movie. It should have come out in June. It should have played in theaters all summer long, and they put it in the beginning of May, and I just don't understand why. It feels like a big summer blockbuster.
Right. Yeah, it did to me too.
Yeah, I don't quite understand. But literally, there is not one moment in it where you're bored. There's not one moment that feels false or bored. And
it's very meta in parts too. Like they know they're doing rom-com, they know they're doing like action movie, but
yeah, they're commenting on what they're doing as they're doing it. The weekly I thought was Mare Waddingham, the British actress.
Hannah Waddingham.
Hannah. What is her name?
Hannah Waddingham. I thought she was the best part. She looked kind of like Lily Tomlin in those hot aviator like.
She was doing a Lily Tomlin lesbian.
Lily Tomlin from Big Business.
Yes, I get it. I don't know. I think she was just overacting. She was just hammy as hell.
I didn't really even know it was her until that. Like I knew she was in the movie, but it only connected that was the character she was playing at the very end when I saw her name, you know, in the credits.
All of a sudden she's everywhere, and I don't quite get why she is the new.
Well, it was the Ted Lasso was her big break.
Right.
She's huge in the United Kingdom. You know, she's been on the West End. She's just everything. And we had her on Drag Race, so we're best friends. No, but I just spent a little time with her on Drag Race UK, and she is just game and fun and plugged in and game for anything. So I wanted to watch it over the week. I heard that it's supposed to make 30 million. It made 27 million or something. So I don't know if it's a full bomb. Maybe it is. But I want to see it. And, you know, I know we love to play the box office game, and we live in a world of Wall Street and over in immediate gratification. But it sounds like this movie is going to live on and on and on and on.
Well, that's just it. It will be on TNT every Saturday night for the next 50 years. I mean,
TNT is going to be around in an hour, but yes.
It is an evergreen movie that will live forever. It's absolutely fantastic.
Huge stars.
Huge stars, and it's just fun. So, yes.
You didn't really talk about Ryan Gosling's performance.
Right. Well, Ryan Gosling is absolutely adorable in it. He's this he's a grizzled stunt guy, and it's just Ryan's movie. It's him and Emily, and it's just a Valentine. It's a chef's kiss.
The red carpet for the premiere was the funniest thing I'd ever seen. I just saw clips. Did you see it?
Oh, the Beavis and Butthead.
He did the Beavis
and outfits. He was Beavis and Butthead. He stood with two other stunt doubles, and then the two stunt doubles were pulled back and broke through the 7 repeat. There's one thing after another, and I do believe that this was a true stuntman movie. Very little CGI or no CGI.
Yeah,
so it was a stuntman. It was an homage to stuntmen as well as.
And I think next year there is a stuntman category at the in the Oscars. I think this is for the first time.
It could be a franchise, couldn't it?
It could. It could very well be. And in the very end, I have my stunt guy. Or I have my fall guy. I don't know if you can see it up there. I have a fall guy lunchbox.
Oh, there it is.
Yeah, and I wanted to wear as my de facto purse this year, but I can't climb up to it. I'll sort of fall and break my neck.
Blake, will you help? Will you have someone send a ladder from the
office?
I
will.
Yes, please.
I saw it in IMAX at Universal. That's the biggest IMAX in the area, and I only just noticed that Ryan Gosling has the cutest little mole right here on the side of his face.
I do have to say that the last 5 minutes, which I missed, but they bring back Lee Majors and Heather Thomas for cameos. And Lee Majors lived across the river from us when I was growing up, and we had binoculars and we could watch him
doing his stunts.
Yes.
I just want to say that speaking of franchise, I think Fall Guy could turn into Stunt Queen, a movie starring James.
There you go.
Oh, and people say I'm corny.
All right. I love that. Number 9, Fall Guy in theaters now. Trailer at worldofwonder.net/Wow Report. Number 8. I thought we would surely have talked about the Met Ball by now. I'm not going to talk about it, but I do want to talk about fashion, but actually sort of unfashion. Shoes. The last time I talked about shoes on the Wow Report, I didn't go and check, so I'm not sure if it's forensically true, but it was about sock boots. I was really into the sock boot. I'm very excited about the sock boot. And the reason why was because it had no laces. And I love the idea of a shoe that has no laces.
I think you got me a pair of sock boots.
I think I probably did. The problem with the sock boot, though, of course, is putting it on. You have to be a sort of Houdini type.
Yes.
At least you have to be able to bend over. So I am very excited to announce I have just completely been blown away by Skechers slip-ons.
I know all of this from QVC. They can't keep them in stock. Go on.
Oh my God.
What's going on, Tom?
Tom has just let off some special effects behind him.
Oh, did I do something weird? I'm sorry.
For those of you watching on our YouTube channel or just on radio, I should accompany this by saying I'm holding up a Skechers slip-on, one of the new styles that I bought, because Skechers, so Skechers as a brand has never excited me. I'm always like, never Skechers. And driving to Palm Springs, there is a huge distribution depot for like literally 100 trucks, bays, and I'm like, ooh, Skechers. But I went into the outlet and I don't know what came up. I bought a pair of these slip-ons and oh my God, they were so good. I immediately went on the website to think, am I going to get some more of these? And I have now bought 3 pairs of these Skechers slip-ons. Different.
3 pairs of the identical shoes?
No, that's the twist. Skechers has a
twist.
They've doubled down on the slip-on. They now offer over 100 different styles of the slip-on.
Now, I know I watch QVC all the time.
They really work. I mean,
the back is really stiff and it won't break, right? And the front bends and bends.
And this is called a slip in, not a slip on.
Thank you. That's exactly right.
But there's also sandals. Did you know that?
Well, does this story get any more exciting? Slip on, slip in?
They're based in Manhattan Beach, I think.
They are. So I told Randy the other day about this, and he was like, "Oh yeah, old man shoes." So he was incredibly dismissive, and I guess I have to own it. But I do think they have found a groove that I defy you. I just think laces.
I'm with you on this. I'm with you. I can't bend over. I like to just walk into my shoes. I'm totally with you.
I think there should be more old man or older versions of shoes that have Velcro like kids do. I feel like at a time there was.
Why Velcro? But why not just slip into the shoe? Like, how hard is that? Like, why not? Like, why is it taking thousands of years?
When the end of the world comes and the landfills are crumbling down to you, it's going to be all of the hard, indestructible backs of the slip-ons, and you and your family will be covered and suffocated in slip-on heels.
That's the rung of hell.
This is true. And just to say, like, to demonstrate no, I know you're getting interested, James, but I ain't going to show this as Exhibit B or C. This is an overrated Nike shoe where they just tried too hard to make it slip on, because you'll notice it actually is cantilevered in the middle, and it sort of it's a broken shoe, but it's got this giant elastic band.
I'm sorry, that's ugly. That's trying too hard.
It is ugly. It is trying too hard. And the Skechers slip-ons, they just solve the problem. I'm just,
I still go on record as of Friday, May 10th today. I can still tie my right shoe. Left one I have a little more trouble with.
Yeah, and even if you can tie your shoes, why would you want to?
Show off.
It's like licking envelopes. Why would you want to do that?
It's like a stick shift. Why switch?
Wait. You're anti-licking envelopes?
It tastes bad.
Why can't easy thing? I mean, if there's an easy way to do it, why don't we do it?
Self-adhesive or lick? Self-adhesive. That's how you put your stamps on.
Yeah, lick bottoms, not envelopes.
Skechers, it happened. It happened to Fenton. It could happen to you. Skechers.
There you go. And they also did a brilliant advertising campaign a few years ago called with the slogan "Just Blew It," kind of a dig at Nike, who I think in an unrelated incident sued them over something, but just blew it. Kind of funny.
And are those shoes incredibly light, like they always say they are in QVC?
It's like wearing a cloud on your foot.
You're going on QVC next. You should call in. I really am.
I got to be collecting them. All right, let's take a break. Blake, have you got a question for us?
I do. It's this former child actor's 46th birthday today. He's the longest running cast member on one of the longest running network TV shows in the U.S. Who is it?
While you mull the answer to this question, I will just tell you that Drag Me to the Movies premieres May 15th on Wow Presents Plus. Get ready for parodies of your favorite blockbuster hits in Drag Me to the Movies, starring Crystal Method, Kelly Mantel, Daya Betty, Ginger Minge, James Mansfield, Jimbo. I mean, it just goes on and on and on. And Cher Coulee, of course.
Kelly Mantle, not Mantel. That's okay. Kelly Mantle.
We'll be right back after the break here on the Wow Report.
You're listening to World of Wonders Wow Report. Things that make us go wow.
Welcome back to the Wow Report. I'm Fenton here with James and Tom. And Blake had a question.
I did. It's this former child actor's 46th birthday today. He is the longest running cast member on one of the longest running network TV shows in the U.S. And we talk about this show all the time.
I feel like it's a soap opera.
Mhm.
Is it Steve? Is it Urkel? Is that show still on? Steve Urkel? Did I do that?
No, Family Matters got canceled after 10 seasons, not 45.
Love that you have that at the tip of your tongue. What's been on? What's a series?
What is the Goldberg still on? What is it?
And it's 60 minutes for 47 years. You say the show has been on.
A longer, probably. Almost.
No, it is
Not a soap opera.
It's been on longer than he has been alive.
I'm stumped.
It's Kenan Thompson, Saturday Night Live.
Oh, that's so good.
Happy 46th birthday, Kenan.
Was the craftiest question you've ever concocted.
It really threw you off the scent, yeah?
I know. I thought Rawhide was still on.
Well, I know if I said SNL, you all would know who it was. So
Very brilliant.
And I love Gunsmoke. I watch it every Monday.
I was trying to think of Gunsmoke. Bonanza.
We are getting down the top 10 things of the week that make us go, wow. We've reached number 7.
Number 7.
Last weekend, all over Los Angeles, Netflix Is a Joke concerts. I couldn't go to them, but the billboards were everywhere. The ads are everywhere. And so I wanted to be part of it. So Sunday night around 11, when I couldn't go to sleep, I said, I am going to watch the Tom Brady roast.
Oh, you didn't?
I did.
Oh.
Now, it was live because Netflix is investing a lot more time and money into live events. Now
this is not like your old Sammy Davis Jr. roast, your Dean Martin roast,
it's the Jeff Ross roast. They basically stole Jeff Ross and that roster of people from Comedy Central and brought them to the Forum. The Forum was sold out. On one side, Tom Brady and Patriots. So that whole world of, people that love the Patriots, like my brother and sister and Tom Brady idolize and all that. On the other side, a bunch of foul-mouthed comedians. And Kevin
Hart.
Thank you. I want to see Kevin James every time. Kevin Hart was the MC. And when I didn't watch it live, so it already had played, and I put it on, and I wanted to see how long it was, because I just thought it'd be a nice thing to go to sleep to. It was 3 hours long. That's one of the scary things about a live anything. And you may remember, or maybe not, but Chris Rock did a live comedy special for Netflix. And there's something about comedy on television where you expect it to be a little more polished. You know what I'm saying? I go critical first. So it was incredibly uneven. But, I can move my little cursor up and down. I want to tell you something. If you don't know, you probably already know. But Nikki Glazer, James?
Yes.
Nikki Glazer?
Yes.
You know who she is? Have you heard her roast before? She's the host of F-Boy Island, but she's been around forever. She's been on every Comedy Central look. She's pretty. She's blonde. She's getting prettier and blonder, and she is a roast assassin. But never before have all her powers come to fruition than on the Tom Brady roast. In front of all of the Forum, in front of every comedian known to man, in front of the GOAT, the greatest of all time, she decimated everyone. It was like Mortal Kombat if I'd ever played that. She was so funny. A national holiday needs to be declared for Nikki Glazer.
But Tom, this is so not your type of humor. This is mean-spirited and evil, and just it goes in. This is everything you are against. I don't understand. To me, the jokes that I heard were really scandalously just scorched earth.
Because why is Tom Brady doing this? Why is the cleanest guy? You get it at first, like, oh, he's so clean cut, we're going to dirty him up a little bit. Because that is the point of the roast. Watch a roast. Watch what they said about Caitlyn Jenner. Watch what they say about Alec Baldwin. They eviscerate people. And that is, to me, part of me, and I'm a Vix Minds, but part of me is like, yeah, when I watched it and turned on in the first place, it's like, yeah, bring it on. I want to hear some totally non-politically correct humor. Just because we're all safe. We all know we're doing this. We're role acting, role playing. But he was so visibly uncomfortable. And at points, they're making fun of his ex-wife, Gisele Bündchen.
Yeah.
And I so want to do her jokes, but I won't. I'm not going to do that to you. But I want you to go to Netflix. I'll figure out what time it was. And just go find the girl in the silver sparkly dress and the long blonde hair. Watch her set, and it gets uncomfortable. And that, but
because I watch it. I remember the Justin Bieber roast that they did. There's a couple of them where you end up feeling sorry for them because I don't think they realized what they were getting into. Where
I hear you, but Tom Brady was the executive producer of the special. He probably made millions of dollars, and yet his children and his wife were eviscerated. And they actually, The View was talking about it, and they were like, they were all angry. I have of two minds, which is, I mean, it stirs things up. It needs to be cut down. Oh, and Kim Kardashian was one of the roasters, and they booed her.
I saw that she got booed.
That they cut the boo out, so they are going back in and slicing and dicing a bit. But anyway. And also, there's a comedian named Sam J, who is a Black lesbian who I didn't know about, who's very famous, and she also slayed. And Fenton, you were on mute. What you saying?
No, sorry. Why did Kim Kardashian get booed? Like, was she not funny?
Just showed up, ladies and gentlemen. Kim Kardashian.
Not like her. She told a joke that didn't land. I think in the very beginning.
It wasn't about her material. It was just about her being introduced. It was the day before the Met Gala.
I think it was because it's sports people.
A little bit, but it's so easy. What I love about it is she was very like, not in a pompous way, but just like, oh, come on, you, come on. Please watch please watch her whole set. And then if
you're giving us a lot of homework lately, Tom, all I get from you anymore is things I need to watch, or you're going to be mad at me. So you have to winnow it down.
Tom's giving you stern face right now. I love that.
I just, what with my cat Einstein being so elderly and sick, James, I don't get to watch a lot of things. So I was just hoping that maybe just distract me from this. We might share a laugh or two together. That's all.
Oh dear.
The Roast of Tom Brady streaming on Netflix. James, number 6.
Number 6.
OMG Fashun, Julia Fox's new reality competition show.
I've watched this. I'm on the edge of my seat. I want to know if you liked it or didn't.
Okay. It's kooky fashion from Julia Fox. She hosts a Project Runway reality series with La Roche and Phaedra Parks. She isn't reinventing the wheel. It is
Phaedra was just a guest host though.
Okay, I think La Roche is every episode, and they alternate the other ones. She isn't reinventing the wheel. She's looking for fabulous outfits that she can wear. She has 3 different fashion disruptors come each week, and they are given assignments. You have to make outfits out of bones or twigs.
I think that's their point of view, that they're upscaling.
They're deconstructing outfits and they're making outfits out of common objects, things like that. She's adorable. La Roche is hysterical. He's so good at what he does. He's so smart. He's so funny. He was on Drag Race this season. Maybe they poached him because of that, because he did so well. I don't know. He's absolutely brilliant. Blake, Tom, you saw this. What did you think?
Love La Roche, my number one favorite thing. He was on Legendary before he was on Drag Race, but yes. we love La Roche, and we'd have him whenever he can come. I was nervous about it, just because I thought, they have really cool. It's done by Scout, who are a very talented production company. They do Queer Eye and stuff. And they're half hours. It's a little dark, it's not brightly lit. They're supposed to be on the rooftop in New York. There's a lot of shtick and stuff, which is funny, but it's fake. And then the contestants, you don't really, it's more of a chop format. So the 3 contestants come on, they do a mini challenge, a maxi challenge, and then they leave. I've watched 2, so that says something. And I might watch more. I was scared that it was going to be fantastic. This is now my ego throwing this way. And I thought it was quite good, and that made me feel better.
Well, it's very Club Kid ethos. It feels like if we were pitching a Club Kid reality design show, that this is what it would end up being.
And Julia Fox and La Roche together is a pretty brilliant stroke.
It is. It works on that. I don't know that I'll watch it religiously every single episode, but when I do watch it, I'm enjoying it and I'm having fun. It is right up my alley, the looks that they cook up. I'm enjoying it. Blake?
I didn't love Julia Fox at first as the Kanye ingenue, but I love her post Kanye.
Yes.
and I read her book and loved that. And I love this. I love the Pee-wee's Playhouse sort of vibe it has.
Yeah.
I mean, it's kooky. I think it may be something where, like, in the second season, they change it a little bit, and then it's like a huge hit.
Yeah, it's a grower, not a shower.
Yeah.
Like a challenge of that show might be get a ladder, climb the bookshelf, and get James's Fall Guy lunch and make a hat out of it. That might be one of the challenges on that show.
OMG Fashun. That is Mondays 9 p.m. on NBC.com, E.com, Peacock.
And it's Fashion, Fashun. Fashion.
You know, I had tried pitching a Wow Presents show. I found, I don't know if you guys remember this, going back into our archives. A couple years ago, I found a lampshade in my dumpster, and I wanted to make it into a dress. And I kept taking it to different designers that I know, saying, "I've got this lampshade. Can you make it into a dress?" And I kept thinking, I need to be filming this and do like, you know, like how do I make this iPhone into a hat? Like type of fashion. And it didn't. Nobody bit, so I wasn't able to do it.
But the idea has now found.
Yeah, the idea has.
You are a disruptor ahead of your time.
It's true. It's true.
Always. Number 5.
Number 5.
I have a new Instagram obsession. Have you heard of the Angelllboys? Angell boys. They are on
30.
They are on TikTok. No, I mean TikTok. They're on TikTok.
They're TikTokers. I go, they're TikTokers.
Okay, boomer.
I put on my sketches and I go to TikTok. That's what happens.
I had to bend over.
No, Angelllboys, it's perfectly clean. In fact, they're gorgeous. They're a couple, Liam and James. They're Brits, and they're incredibly fey, and they love to collect Hermes, Birkin, and Kelly bags. And I came across this
who among us does not?
And they just spend their time their second home is the Ritz. They go to the Ritz, they drink rosé, and they just sort of swish about and do these one episode is they go to a store and look at socks, and they're like, "Ooh, these socks." I mean, it's I thought at first it was some sort of comedy thing, but it's not. It's real. Liam and James are real, and I don't quite know how to describe it. This is a homework assignment because it's only going to take you about 3 minutes to do. You just go to Angelllboys, Angell on Instagram.
I wouldn't want to burden James with his very, very busy schedule.
I thought.
Did you guys see the woman? She's a reality star in England, and she was like surfing with a Kelly bag. Did you see this?
No.
Google search Kelly bag.
Surfing with a Kelly bag.
I mean, I have
did see
curious
that,
about them. Like,
wow.
they're not my type. They're always wearing like crisp shirts and suits and ties, and like I say, all they ever seem to do is shop for ridiculously expensive bags. Like, these bags are not,
everything. This is not about them, this segment. This is not revealing anything of them. Why are you interested? Do you want to be them? Do you see yourself as one of them?
Well, I think the more important question is, Fenton, are you a Kelly bag or a Birkin bag person?
I really couldn't tell you if I'm a Kelly or a Birkin.
The Birkins have 2 handles. The Kelly has 1, and the Kelly has a straight front. The Birkin has a curved front.
I see. Okay.
But you're not into either. You're not into either, really, right?
No, exactly. And anyway, if you had one, you only need one. Why do you need like 50?
No. Because they come in different colors. And ostrich or alligator. Which are you going to
Think
do?
of them as expensive Skechers.
Fenton is super into Andy Warhol, and I went and looked at this page, and I thought that they were cosplaying as Andy Warhol and his boyfriend.
Actually, there's there is a cosplay element to them for sure. And Tom, I think I'm attracted to them because they're sort of completely gender defiantly you can't just pigeonhole them. And also, I guess, unapologetically swishy. I mean, I suppose I am always drawn to the sissy. And they put
You are a very butch top who likes your swishy boys.
Let me say yes. And And they live together, of course. They spend every minute in each other's companies. They live off crackers and cheese. They don't have a fridge or a stove.
Well, that right there is you, Fenton. You love your stinky cheeses on crackers.
Their favorite snack is gingerbread man, and one of them bites the head off and then eats the buttons, always in exactly the same order. Well, one of them is a Virgo and one of them is a Cancer, and I find that telling because I myself am a Cancerian, and my longest living partners, not to say that any of them have passed on, but my longest relationships have always been with Virgos. Yeah, Blake's saying let's go to break. So maybe this is too...
I do just want to say that in case any of you were wondering, I'm a Kelly. I'm Kelly Overberkin, yes.
And what about you, Tom?
I really don't care. I've never got into that. I love my free tag bags that are made from Germany, and they're made from the material that they cover semi trucks with when they're in storage.
I love them.
Free tag. It's right here. I go wherever I go. It goes with me wherever I go.
I have to say, you've just triggered my favorite memory of you on the Wow Report, which I might celebrate in our 400th upcoming edition. Do you remember, James, you and I were talking about Warhol at length, and then we said, "What do you think, Tom?" And Tom whispered, "I don't care."
It may have gone on for a while without me talking. You know how I love that.
It was a great page. All right, let's take a break. Blake, have you got a question?
Yes, it's his birthday today, too. His last name means a frothy mixture of lubricant and fecal matter as a byproduct of anal sex. Who is it?
Oh, we'll be right back after the break here on the Wow Report.
You're listening to World of Wonders Wow Report. Things that make us go wow.
Welcome back to the Wow Report. I'm Fenton here with James and Tom. Blake, you have a question for us?
I do. It's his birthday today, too. His last name means a frothy mixture of lubricant and fecal matter as a byproduct of anal sex. Who is it?
He was a senator that Dan Savage used to savagely mock.
Felcher. Santorum.
Yes,
that's correct.
Santorum.
Happy birthday, you piece of shit.
Happy birthday.
You frothy piece of anal leakage.
Moving on with the countdown, we've reached number 4.
Number 4.
Well, in addition to my one minor request that you all watch Hacks, it was followed by a homework assignment from James, which I followed very closely. And that was to watch, or should I say, try to watch, Unfrosted.
Wait a minute. No.
I gave the homework assignment.
Mentioned it. And I watched this. I did this. I
did not do the homework assignment.
Oh my God. You're Fenton and you're James? Okay. It all is starting to make sense.
Kelly Birkin.
I really tried to watch it, but I didn't finish it. Why? Because it was, I think, awful. And the only way you can show any power in watching Netflix things is to not complete watching something. I feel like that was my only way of saying, Like, might it gotten better after 20 minutes? I don't know. Is there a good part at the end? I don't know. I did not finish watching. And it's a testament to Jerry Seinfeld, the success of the Seinfeld sitcom, which is the best sitcom of all time, or one of the best sitcoms of all time, that they were able to craft. He's talented, but they were able to. He does not a big actor, clearly not a director, and they were able to craft this world around him, and he was able to participate in Seinfeld in a way that was so genius. But it does not translate. He's not done a lot of things, and you know why? He hasn't done a lot of things because he looks really good. Am I right? He's 70 years old. Jerry Seinfeld is 70. So that's the takeaway was, wow, Jerry Seinfeld looks good for 70. James, hit me.
I watched it. I was very proud of myself for watching it. I thought it was going to be the number one topic we were all going to be talking about. We were going to be raving. I'm wearing my Pop-Tart t-shirt today that I got in a gift bag many years ago. It's the story of the first Pop-Tart, of the making of Pop-Tarts. It's Melissa McCarthy and a host of
every funny person ever born.
Every funny person ever born. It's a beautiful, beautiful set piece. The sets are gorgeous. The costumes are gorgeous. We're in the 1950s. It's Battle Creek, Michigan. Kellogg's, Post, General Mills cereals are all battling it out, and they're all trying to find the next big breakfast sensation. It's going to be Pop-Tarts. I am with you. I wish you would have watched it to the end, because as I was watching it, I was thinking, oh, ho, this is very funny. It's all great. It's all beautiful. But how are they going to sustain it? How are they going to keep telling this story for 2.5 hours? Because it's sort of like after 20 minutes, you get it. And I said, what is going to be, laughing to myself, saying that, third act where everything builds into a massive frenzy climax and there's explosions and it's the superhero where it's 20 minutes too long and there's a big fight scene. Well, they do it. And they have a fight scene that is reminiscent of January 6th. They do a whole January 6th in the insurrection thing in the 1950s. And it's really awful and terrible. And all the goodwill they build up, they totally ruin in this. I mean, it's very obvious because Hugh Grant is the guy with the horns on the steps, and he's doing that as a serial.
It's Tony the Tiger.
But he's wearing the horns. He's wearing the actual horns and the face paint, and he's leading them up the steps into breaking into the Kellogg's building. And it is very obviously they're doing January 6th, and it just takes you completely out of whatever story you were telling. And it's 25 minutes of nuttiness that is I'll never get.
It's disappointing because there's a long tradition of this kind of movie. Some nonsensical, hilarious, funny, like Mad World, Cannonball Run. You just know what.
But more than that, recently we've had the Flaming Cheetos movie, the Eva Longoria movie. We've had the Air Jordan
movie.
We have these movies about these sort of like stories that could be told in a 20-minute YouTube video that somehow get greenlit. And I don't understand. There is a very funny segment where that Mad Men comes in, John Hamm and John Slattery, and they come in and do a pitch and Mad Men style, and it's hysterical. That works. Some of the little set pieces work, but
every scene, it feels like a sketch. And you're like, oh my God, Melissa McCarthy, I'm so excited. Each actor and comedian comes with such goodwill and love that you're like, and then you're disappointed every time.
And I love Melissa McCarthy. She can do no wrong. I will watch
everybody in that movie, including Jerry Seinfeld.
Yeah.
Wow, that's a thumbs down for Unfrosted, streaming on Netflix. I thought you were going to talk about the Pop-Tarts, of course. I was in the basement at the weekend and found this old photo of me and Randy as our savior, Jesus.
You know what?
Christ.
I've never seen that picture of you guys before, but that's exactly what comes up in my mind when I think of the two of you. Randy above us all with his arms raised. You
kneeling. All right, let's move on. Number three.
The Met Gala, we're finally getting to it. I can't believe we waited this long.
I know, James. Normally you would lead.
The theme this year was Sleeping Beauty in the Garden of Good and Evil or something like that. I don't even know.
You've already made it sound smarter than it was. I just want to say this year it felt a little creepier than usual. Go
on. Every year I tell myself I'm not going to fall down that rabbit hole again. Every year I know I'm going to be a prickly pear and bitch about it. Every year I end up doing it. This year was worse than ever. I had my iPad going with one camera angle. I had television going. I was scrolling madly through my Instagram on my phone. So I had 3 different things happening at once. I hate every single person there. If I ever see one more dress that takes 6 people to spread out a train, every single goddamn dress,
every step,
they need 6 people to spread out the damn train. Stop it, all of you. When someone walked up in a dress that didn't have a train on, I was like, I like you. I think you're cool.
Yes.
When Sarah Jessica Parker showed up and she was in that sort of like bubble dress or whatever like that, and it didn't need any help, I was like, God bless you, Sarah Jessica Parker. The big takeaway was that Zendaya walked 4 times in 4 different outfits. Girl, how thirsty do you have to be to do that? I know it is the year of Zendaya. I love her. I love her.
She's
I love
the
her.
co-chair of the event, and Law Roach does her looks.
Yeah, and Law was behind her for each outfit was progressively better. But it is, come on, stop it.
How do you do that? Like you must get special permission to like loop back around and do it again. Like that seems
and jump in front of everyone who's been waiting for an hour and a half to do it. Yes, I'm sure people were furious with her. Kim Kardashian was in a look that people have sort of criticized.
But the shrug sweater and the silver beaded gown and the waist.
The wet hair.
It's an interesting thing, isn't it, that in this thing that is all about fashion and look, how many people manage to look extraordinarily ugly? Like, how do you?
There's so many things wrong with it, I think, and I watched a lot of it online too, so I'm guilty. But the themes are stupid. The themes are stupid. The themes, they're stupid.
And so, I'm just here to say that cinch waists are stupid too.
Yes, but make it like, do it like Drag Race. Say like everything's red all over, and have everyone come in a cult. Like do something you can follow, something you can like dress up for.
So easy to screw up. It is, yes. And I'm sorry, but I grew up in the days when it was Deanna Vreeland doing it, when it was Pat Buckley doing it. And it meant something to me. I'm sorry, these kids just don't get it today. The one takeaway, the one that I will really gush about that I loved was the internet's boyfriend, Jonathan Bailey, who came and he had a giant a flower where his bow tie should be, and then he said, I've got a secret flower, and he opened up his white double-breasted jacket and he had another flower on his waist, and every gay man on the planet swooned. He's so beautiful and so lovely, and that to me was the
save those big dresses for the Macy's Day Thanksgiving parade. Am I right?
Yes. Now I was at brunch Saturday, and one of the designers who had done a number of looks on the show he gave me some inside gossip, and he said that that Beyonce called him that the day before, saying, "I need an after party look. Can you do this beaded blah 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 in 24 hours?" And he was like, "Girl, bye," and he hung up on her.
No, but in the good news department, I guess it did raise 26 million for the.
It's a good cause, and I it's you get to see all your favorite celebs. I enjoy it, but just
and you love to moan about it too. You do.
You get to moan about it. I know. Just bring back.
It's out of control. A theme that you could wrap your head around would be so helpful. And
the other good thing, the Demi Moore was there. It was nice to see Demi. I love seeing our old stars. And Queen Latifah was walking with her partner, and they looked very happy. And it was a sort of a beautiful moment where I have criticized Queen Latifah many times over the years, but it was a beautiful moment to see her just carefree and happy with her longtime partner. It was nice to see.
All right.
Yeah.
Number two.
Pickles. What's the big deal?
You've lost me. Goodbye.
I know this is a sensitive issue for James, who has actually left his seat. But essentially, I just noticed that pickles are everywhere. Pickle flavored stuff is just happening. And I bought a pair of pickle flavored potato chips, which I have to say, they're like salt and vinegar chips, and they're kind of delicious actually. But I did a little Googling, and as a matter of fact, in Yelp's top food trends of 2023 showed a 55% increases in searches on the platform for pickled things.
I believe that. It's like they brought back artichokes, and they bring there always these things. Cauliflower came back, and now pickles. There's actually at CVS, and there's a billboard I drive by every day. And I can't remember, but it's somebody that sells pickles like next to your bubbly water. Like it's a snack. It's a snack to go.
Well, that's right. You can get Tom. You can get pickle flavored vodka, pickled hard seltzer, pickled cotton candy, pickled popcorn,
I've
pickled
had that.
Oreos.
Pickled popcorn is good,
Yeah, from
Ew,
Trader
ew,
Joe's.
ew, ew. Now
but
I
I
don't know
don't like
if you guys,
pickled things.
if I don't know if you knew this, but before popcorn was the big thing to sell at movie theaters, pickles and deviled eggs were what people ate at movies. Back during the silent movie era.
Oh, the deviled eggs at a movie theater. That sounds like disaster.
Movies were all that silent, if you know what I mean.
But I will just say the best is yet to come. Ketchup this year are supposed to release pickle flavored ketchup.
Oh my god!
I
I don't
relish the
like
idea.
ketchup. I don't like.
Perfect. All right, let's take one more break. And when we come back, we'll reveal the number one thing this week that made us go,
You're listening to World of Wonders Wow Report. Things that make us go wow.
welcome back to the Wow Report. Fenton here with Tom and James and Blake. We've been counting down the top 10 things of the week that make us go wow. We have reached number one.
Number one.
Thank God for Stormy Daniels, who was able to be our resistor of the week. She is a woman that we love here at the Wow Report, and her testimony in the Hush Money trial was riveting. It was fabulous. I don't know if you guys got a chance to see it, but I think she's spectacular, and it gave us a win during a week in which we had some very big losses. So it's a mixed bag. Did you guys watch any of her testimony?
I love that she said that he showed up to the door in silk pajamas, like already expecting it.
And in fact, didn't the MSNBC legal expert burst out laughing when she said that on air? She just couldn't, because just the image of it was so redonkulous and sort of Hugh Hefner-esque and impossible. And it's the usual story, you know, the sort of Harvey Weinstein pattern of like, invite her over, you're going to go and have dinner, but then dinner's going to be delivered to the room. You show up in your, you know, it's just like,
Ladies, consider yourself warned, and gentlemen, consider yourself warned. If that happens, leave. Don't know why there's no sun up in the sky. Stormy Daniels.
There we go.
It's
So
raining
very quickly, I
all
just wanted our resistor of the week, Stormy Daniels.
Thank you, Tom. Thank you, James. Thank you, Blake. And thank you for listening. Same time, same place next week. Until then, go out and do something that makes the world go
Wow.